Hi, welcome to a new video dedicated to a new eraser from JJRC. This is the JJ Pro P130 after the P175 and the P200. Two excellent brushless eraser. Here is this compact version. So it's still a brushless edition with 1806 motors, okay, with 3 blade props. And everything should be here. Here you have an A32 flight control board. So let's discover a little bit more of this new product. Okay, here is the content. Let's start, for example, with the instruction manual. So first things, you have only the fly sky transmitter instruction, okay, and also the video transmitter. It's a 25 milliwatts video transmitter. Well, for a racer, I will explain like this, more adapted for outdoor flight. 25 milliwatts may be a drawback, so why not to include the 200 milliwatts? Okay, so it's an IO, so all-in-one FPV camera. Okay, so no external video transmitter, everything is built-in on front. You have the list of the channel. Of course, the race band is supported as a 48 channel. It's an 800 TVL CMOS. Well, it's said to be a CCD board, camera sensor. Not sure of it, but anyway. We will see in outdoors flight how it's handling the lights, this FPV camera. So you will find here a classic FlySky i6 transmitter. You have two 3-way switch, one here, second here, and the third here, and one 3-way here. So probably it would be much more better to assign your flight mode here. But let's check a little bit the default configuration. So we enter into the menu by long press the OK button, go to the system, and let's check the firmware version. Okay, so from 1.1 version. And let's check a little bit about the display, about the channel. So the channel 5 and 6, unfortunately, like a lot of AHN or JJRC products, are assigned to the potentiometer, so it's really stupid ideas. So of course you have to select them to assign them more to the switch C for the channel 5 and switch B for the channel 6, for example. Okay, so it's very easy to change. You go to the AX channel, okay, and select the channel 5. So instead of the port 1 here, you will assign the switch C. So just go here and press up button, and you will select the switch C like this. And then you will press OK and select for the channel 6 more the switch B. So press up button and like this, and long press cancel to validate. You should hear a long treble beep like this. It's like this. So obviously, if I return to the function, the fail-safe, at least the transmitter fail-safe is not done. So let's check that. You can see that channel 3 for the throttle is off, so no transmitter fail-safe. Let's do it. So go to the channel 3, press OK, and press on, okay, and assign to the value. So let's press the throttle to the minimum value and long press cancel to validate. Okay, now it's done. So the fail-safe is done, and it's a double security system because obviously the A32 fail-safe from the clean flight will be the first system to be activated in case of lost transmission. But anyway, it's always good to perform the fail-safe on the radio as well. So it's now a basic radio. Is not so bad. You can expect something like 500-600 meters of flying range, okay, flying distance range with it. So we will also advise for the beginners to set eventually the to use the switch A as dual rate. Okay, for example, when you are in dual rate 0 in the up position, you can only apply 70% of rates for the channel 1 and 2, okay, mostly for the right sticks. How to proceed? You go to the dual rate function, okay, here, and then for the channel 1, go down, press OK, and you have to press down, okay, until 70%. Okay, now I will press OK to select now the channel 2, okay, and do the same, press OK and decrease the rate to 70%. And long press cancel to validate. Okay, let's check that. Now you can see that between dual rate 0 and 1, I can be turned to between 70 to 100% for the 2 channel. Okay, it's always good to perform such settings for beginners in my point of view. Okay, now let's discover a little bit more the quadcopter and the packaging. You have a charger, classic B3 charger, balancing using the balancer plug for 2S or 3S LiPo, power cable and the adapter. You have a bind plug. Okay, I will show if you need to rebind, so how to proceed. Let's check a little bit, but it's very hard to see, but no free room, no free plug for the receiver, so it will be a little bit hard to use in my point of view. Wow, strange. Oh yes, is this one? Okay, you can maybe check that. Okay, there is a free plug here. I hope you'll be able to see. I'm not okay. A 3-1 here. Okay, below, and you have to plug it. It's really hard to install. So, in my point of view, never press by accident your bind button. Okay, while pressing the power, because you will lose your bind. It could be a big drawback, because it seems that the power bind plug cannot be installed really easily. Okay, on this, I hope you'll be able to see. You have to install it on the first three pines servo connector. So what also you have another extra camera mount for the FPV camera. Okay, I will focus more later. And you have a 3S LiPo. It's a 850 mAh with a discharge rate of 30C. Okay, with XT60 connector. Let's give a little weight on it. So it's 67, okay, close to 68 grams, and by dimension, if you need to find a compatible one, it's 63 by 28 by 21. Okay, so unfortunately, you cannot install it below. You have to install it on top via this battery strap. Okay, so I will discuss a little bit later about the bottom part of this quadcopter, and you will find 8 props, so completely the spare props. There are 3 blade, 3-inch model, so each of them weighs 2.6 weight and got 5 mm shaft section, okay, associated with the 1806 motors. So you have a completely cylinder 5 mm shaft. That's good because it's already compatible with most type of shaft diameter. And here no real possibility, I will show, to install a more wider props. So 3-inch is a maximum limit. Okay, you will see that, for example, yes, this is a clockwise props. You will see that no real big possibility to install everything. Look that you have the distance between the end of the props and the standoff, aluminum standoff. You have only maybe 1.5 mm free. Okay, so just very limited, and exactly the same for the rear. You are very limited by the set of wires for the PWM connection. So on the receiver installed on the bottom, okay, first of all, it's a really bad idea to install it on the bottom side, and more, they are using a whole PWM receiver connection, so with a lot of wire, you are losing some weight and a lot of space. So why not include S-bus, so high-bus version of the receiver, of the FlySky receiver? So you have a lot of these wires, connectors, and completely useless. Okay, even here, so you can maybe save close to 10 grams by just a PPM connection or high-bus connection. Really a drawback. So they have to install the look at the XT60 connector very lower. If not, the props will touch here the wire, so you can have an accident mid-flight if with some I don't know why, if for some reason the wires touch the props, the accident is guaranteed. Okay, so it's a really bad design for this. let's focus a little bit on this structure. You have a lower unibody lower structure plate with 3 mm carbon, yes, 3 mm. So it's pretty strong for 130, and I can give you a comparison with the another 130. This is a Tarot. Okay, look at the difference in size, and look at here it's only a 2 mm, and I think it's a better idea. And you will see that the total weight of this one versus this one is quite twice lighter. So it's just amazing. So definitively 2 mm 3 gigabyte it will be just enough. And here, since they wanted to install some 1806 motors, so very strong, not some 1305 or something like this, 06, they have to use a 3 mm lower structure plate, and wow, it's bring a lot of weight. So I can give you the weight just standalone. Okay, I can maybe install the by removing here. I will remove the props. Okay. Okay, just standalone, this machine weighs close to 200 grams. Amazing. Yes, 205 grams. Okay, if you had the battery, okay, and the battery strap, okay, close to 274, and if with the props, so you will reach close to 300 grams. It's just amazing. Well, not completely 300 grams, 207, okay, not so far, 200, okay, 285, okay, almost. It's huge, huge. It's very heavy, okay, compared to this Tarot, okay, with, okay, maybe the LiPo is a little bit lower in terms of capacity, but you have something like very limited, okay, 135 grams. So you can see the difference is huge, quite twice more heavier in the same size category. So why? Because first of all, of the 3 arm carbons, and for example, here the flight control board is installed on aluminum standoff. Why not use nylon? You will say maybe a few grams, but it's very important. Second, why use a PWM connection with 90 degrees solder connector? If you use PWM or IBUS, maybe 5, 6, maybe 10 grams can be saved. The wire here is very, the gauge is very huge, and I would say that one of the most stupidities on the design is they didn't install the ESC on each arm. Why? Because the ESC used are very long. They are seem to be 12 ampere with a max peaks of 18 ampere. Okay, but they are pretty long and they cannot be installed here on the top. Okay, there are some shorter one for at least for 12 ampere. So they didn't use these last technologies. I didn't see them in BLL suite software, for example. So it's a whole generation ESC for sure, and they are too long and they can be installed on top. So they have to install it below and add this extra piece of foam. Wow, I would say it won't protect the stuff a long time. After 1 or 2 hard crash, I don't expect this piece of foam to survive a long time. Okay, so it's a real bad design. So a lot of wire are here. Okay, the ESC seems to be heavy, and more the receiver is even installed below bottom instead to be installed on top of it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe because due to the wire, but maybe why not to install the receiver wire on front between the video transmitter. Maybe there are enough space, even more if you use one unique PPWM connection. So it's a real drawback they have to install here, and not only if you are landing like this, you will break your receiver. The antenna are stupidly badly installed, so maybe the props can damage them, cut the antenna, so the antenna have to be exchange in position to be readjusted. I don't know exactly where, maybe one vertically here, and if the antenna can be installed through the flight controller board, maybe can be, sorry for the camera, can be installed here. Okay, it's a real bad design. Well, let's focus a little bit more on the camera. The IO 800 TVL camera, 25 milliwatt, 40 channel. So you have the button selection here on the left side. Okay, so short press to select, to cycle between the 8 frequency inside the current band, and long press to select one of the 5 bands, frequency band. Look at the antenna. Wow, it's already damaged out of the box, already banned, and wow, look at the maximum angle. First of all, when you want to apply a more positive, first of all the connector will block, and second the antenna on top will limit the maximum positive angle, and this antenna part will be bent by accident, limiting also the disturbing, reducing the efficiency of the antenna for sure. So you have a limited maximum angle of something like 20 degrees. Okay, and the positive, okay, is also limited by the connector behind the power connector. So it's definitively a bad design, and I would say that at the first crash, when landing like this antenna will be completely destroyed. 300 grams on such thin copper wire designing the FPV cloverleaf antenna, it's just criminal. Okay, it will be destroyed so fast. So wow, why they wanted to save maybe 3-4 grams with such kind of IO antenna, but they completely stupidly had a lot of grams with this aluminum standoff, big motor, 3mm carbon shaft, carbon structure here, this piece of foam, large ESC and AV old generation. So it's well, for me, JJRC designed this quadcopter by saying to themselves, wow, what we have left in our factory coming from other models that we didn't sell very well, and we will try to design a new one. Okay, just design the frame carbon and everything, all the other components will be extracted from not well sold products. Is typically the Sunday evening meal you have to prepare with all the remaining element of your week, and for me it's exactly the same I'm feeling I have. They don't really paid a lot of attention into this quadcopter. So even if you have an A32, it's not a SP Racing FC3 board, I forgot to mention there is absolutely no bother. So it's just also criminal for such tiny things to not have a built-in bother. If you're lost into the herbs, grass, you will lose it. Okay, it's so small, and it will be very hard to find despite the lights I can power. There is some lights on the lower side of the okay, just basic red and blue, not so strong, so it will be almost impossible to find in one lost into the grave. So okay, another bad point. Now I finished to describe a little bit this machine, and I will now focus a little bit on the default clean flight configuration. And as you already saw in the transmitter, since the channel 6 and 5 was assigned to the port, I don't expect that in fact the flight mode at least are configured into the clean flight or beta flight configurator. So it will be another drawback. It means that by default this machine is flying a crow. I didn't check that, but I'm quite sure of it. So you have to be this job has to be done, the configuration, and let's discover a little bit the default setting at least. first over demo flight of the P130. So I managed to install the battery on top. Be aware the battery can slip, okay, on the upper plate, and in case of crash, if the battery go forward, it can definitively break your cloverleaf antenna. So you need to install on the lower some kind of anti-slip rubber element plate, and it's sold close to $2, so it's not pretty expensive. And be aware when you attach everything that nothing is will hurt the props, okay? So when you will attach the XT60 connector, you have to bend at minimum hold altitude position the quadcopter connector, and you will be able to install the XT60 connector. So I will record the FPV signal on my goggles and try to this small over demo flight. Okay, so I will record everything. Yes, the signal is clear, and let's engage. We'll see how. Okay, there is some contact somewhere, something hurting. Yes, somewhere. So there is a wire, so be aware of it. Okay, and one more time. Yes, somewhere. Yes, it's here. So definitively need to be attached solidly. Okay, to not. It's really annoying. So it can happen mid-flight. Okay, so definitively. Let's check that. Sounds super heavy. So I'm with beta flight. Default configuration is very noisy. I'm in Durite rate 0, so now I've got more rate, but it's super stable in beta flight for sure. You need 50% to over pump power, not amazing as expected, but should be okay to flips and rolls at least. Yes, in beta flight is more stable than I was expected. It's not yet perfect, but in attitude. You can see in front of the light, the sun, the efficiency of the FPV camera. Yeah, flips. Not so bad. Okay, so we land now. Okay, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.